We've all seen corporate greed where companies value money over safety, and clearly, Uber's no exception. I believe in mitigating as much risk as possible. Pay attention, this is definitely one of those risks. In this video, I'm going to walk you through what Uber's doing, how it could affect you, and why you should opt out now. What's going on, everybody? I'm Zach Drives Fast for the RideShare Guy, and in this video, we're going to talk about unnecessary risk and keeping yourself out of hot water in the first place. Like with most gig apps, there are order types on Uber that I refuse to do. For example, package return, Uber Connect, and alcohol deliveries. I believe that these add a bunch of unnecessary risk for nowhere near enough money. Outside of that, I am exceedingly careful about where I'll take orders to. In fact, I have a third-party app installed on my phone that'll show me the entire delivery address on Uber prior to me accepting the order. There are two types of places that I just flat out refuse to go to. I don't care how much they're paying. I'm not going. Those two places are schools and dorms. Let's talk about why. Prior to me using the app that'll show me the delivery address, I've ended up at high schools, middle schools, universities, and dorms countless times. These orders are almost always a pain in the ass. The university campus here is huge, and I didn't go to school there, so I'm sorry, but $10 isn't worth me traipsing around for an hour trying to find the customer. As for the dorms, the doors are always locked and only students can get in there, so I have to rely on them paying attention, and unfortunately, frequently, they're not. On top of that, students who live in the dorms on university property always use the same address regardless of where the building's located. Doesn't matter if it's way over here or a quarter of a mile in the other direction. They're going to use the same address. Remember the part about pain in the ass? Let's continue. When it comes to middle schools and high schools, my usual methods to find my customers don't really work. I can't just look for the person staring at their phone and looking up periodically. It's like literally the entire school. Alright, so far these concerns are minor annoyances, but in a moment, we're going to talk about a couple of things that could be a much bigger deal. Up until this point in the video, we've talked about university students who are at least 18 or kids who are using their parents' Uber Eats accounts. But Uber was determined to wreck my day. I woke up this morning, chipper as hell, and I checked my phone only to find out that my high ratings unlocked Uber Teen for me. Needless to say, I wasn't very pleased. But I decided to turn lemons into content and hopefully help a few people along the way. A little later in the video, I'm going to show you how to opt out, but first, let's talk about why you may want to. Now, I'm not trying to be a jerk or ageist when I say this, but frequently teenagers don't make the smartest decisions, and I say this because I know the stunts that I pulled when I was a teenager. Now, of course, this was before the age of smartphone delivery apps, but I was a teenager with a sports car, so I'll let you fill in the blanks. One thing that most teens don't have a lot of is money, so I tend to be a lot more cautious when I'm delivering to them. I'm taking pictures of addresses, verifying names, and just generally covering my own ass. We all know the consequences to a driver when somebody reports that they never got an order, but a teenager may not, and let's be real, they may not care. They may be able to get away with getting a free meal once or twice, but that may be all it takes to get us deactivated. It may just be Chipotle to them, but to us it could be our livelihood. I think it's probably a safe bet that all of us have had a delivery at some point that when we walked away, we thought something might go sideways. For me, that was every time I would leave a school or a dorm, so I just quit going. The prefrontal cortex, the part of our brain that's responsible for decision making, isn't fully developed until we're 25 years of age. While most people are capable of making rational decisions before that, I still don't want to put myself in that position. It's not just the order didn't arrive scam that concerns me about Uber Teen. All it would take is one allegation and your life could be ruined forever. Unfortunately, we live in a time where you can't do or say shit without somebody getting offended or misconstruing your words. Gentlemen, you smile at the wrong person, they might get creeped out and make a big deal of it. In fact, the most innocent of comments could be taken as sexual harassment, and you do not want that. Especially if it's a minor. Now, ladies, don't assume that you're off the hook here. People are looking for anyone to do or say anything that could be warped into something it's not. Maybe the 15-year-old that you just delivered to thought you were flirting with him and starts bragging to his friends. All it would take is one phone call to Uber from a parent and you're done. Of course, The vast majority of us will likely never run into a scenario like that. But, again, I have to ask, why put ourselves in that position to begin with? Personally, I don't know what Uber was thinking by encouraging a bunch of grown-ass adults to interact with minors, but regardless of how you slice it, I just don't see a positive outcome. As it is, certain statistics list our job as one of the most dangerous in the country. Hell, we could be summoned almost anywhere to meet anyone at any time of day. What we need are real, solid safety features that can actually help a driver get out of a jam, not Uber encouraging interactions that could easily go sideways damn quick and in a hurry. What are your thoughts? Do you think I'm overreacting, or do you agree with me? Let me know in the comments below. Admittedly, I probably could have made this a 2-minute video, but I really wanted to drive home just how quickly this could go sideways. Fortunately, this is something that we can opt out of. For now. After reading the message from Uber, getting pissed off, coming back to it later when I was calm, I realized it did say in plain English that you can opt out. I don't know if it's the lack of sleep catching up with me or I'm just suddenly dense when it comes to technology. But, in case you don't know how to opt out like I didn't, let me show you. Open your Uber driver app and press this button. If you do both rideshare and delivery, make sure you're on the delivery preferences. Don't forget to repeat the same process for rideshare as well. Down at the bottom, you'll see Uber Teens. Turn that off. To summarize the video, there are 3 reasons that I opted out of this so fast my head spun. Sometimes the money is not worth the bullshit, and when you're dealing with teenagers, there might be some bullshit. Alright, minor annoyances aside, number 2 is a little more serious. Scams. You don't want to lose your account because some kid wanted a free meal at your expense. And finally, number 3, serious allegations. All it takes is one serious allegation and you not being able to disprove it, and your life could change forever. In the age of people getting spun up over goofy shit and cancel culture, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that a driver could fall victim. What is your opinion on Uber Teen? Is this something you're willing to try? And if so, what steps are you going to take to cover your own butt? Well, that's going to about wrap up the video. If you haven't done so yet, please do consider pressing the like button and subscribing to the RideShare Guy. You can catch my videos here every Tuesday. If this video resonated with you, check out this video where I teach you the mindset of a successful driver. I'm Zach Drives Fast with the RideShare Guy. Take care.